we decided to stay one more day. You know, we started off rough, and then we think we found it. You know, I've been telling y'all. I believe it's in the front end. We moved the front end around. We were able to get it right. So, I'm happy with it. We made 2 passes back to back. We lost against Giuseppe, but I think it was just because we were being conservative. So we decided to stay here and test. Dad, Brian, they had to fly home, so it's just me and the boys, Austin and Jesse. We're out here. Shout out to Ryan and the Fireball team for letting me borrow Javi to help line me up, back me up, and check the wheelie bars and all that. My guys just they're not able to do that right now. And Javi has been doing it for Ryan for multiple years, so I trust him to be able to line me up straight and get me ready. And as you can see, guys, we made 2 rips back to back, down the track, ran fast, car drove good. We're going to make 1 more rip, and let's see what it'll go. Dad is on an airplane right now. I've been texting him. He has Wi-Fi, and we basically just said, let's just see what it'll do. So we take the traction control off the car. It's going to have no traction control. The worst it can do is abort a run. But we'll see if it'll take it. We'll see if it'll go. I think we got a car that's working good. And let's keep moving forward with it. The boys are, dude, they are doing phenomenal. They are getting the car turned around. They're getting everything done, ready. Hopefully we can make this pass here. If we can go 3 for 3, that'll be good. I mean, I was just excited to be able to go 2 runs straight yesterday down the track and be able to turn around and go 2 runs today. So that's 4 runs in a row that we have went straight down the track, and we are getting better. I'm working on the chassis side of it. I'm moving shocks around, changing compressions, just trying to move everything to see if it's going to pick up, slow down, and it's heading in the right direction. So I'm just making small tweaks, you know, a couple clicks here and there to be able to do it. And I am no chassis person, I won't say that, but I'm learning as I go. Just kind of, I learned today, you know, on the fuel enrichment, taking percentage of fuel off. You know, Dad's kind of explained it to me, but I understand it and know what he's talking about now. So, you know, that first pass went out there and it ran good, ran a stellar number, but you know, it was just a little fat in the middle of the run. So we went in there and we took 4% off of the motor right there in the middle. So just learning stuff like that, and it's going to help us better, because now me and Dad, we can, you know, dodge back and forth and talk about the runs and to know more about the car. I've been messing with the shocks. We've made a 4-link change. I think we got the steering right on the front end. The only thing is my steering wheel's off inside the car, but that's okay. I'm going to get through today, get that done. There's a couple little small things we need to clean up on the car for next race, and then we will try to get the steering wheel 100% lined up and you know, keep moving forward with it. But this car was having me beat my head against the wall, but I think she's at the top of the hill now, and she's ready for us to just keep on stomping forward and trying to go get some success. But man, I was very upset and disappointed, you know, what we had going on, but we're starting to turn things around, you know, and you got to stay positive. It's one thing my dad kept telling me, you know, you got to stay positive, and let's just keep working at it. Sooner or later, we're going to be able to get it. And I think we've, you know, stumbled across something, and we're a lot better than what we were when we first got here. We're a lot better than what we were whenever we were running the last 2 races. We have, you know, went a personal best today of you know, ET on the car and me as a whole, so I was happy with that, and we're going to keep pushing forward with it. But we're going to go out there, we're going to make 1 more rip, see if we can pick up a little bit. Hopefully it goes. This will be the ultimate Hail Mary tune-up with no traction control. got to see 3 passes that we made. Man, extremely better condition this car is in than when we were fighting it a couple weeks ago, all the way up to this last race. We decided, we had already loaded the car up, but Kai, Ryan, Bird Boys, Jerry Bird, I think Scott Taylor, a few of them are testing again before they head to the next track. So I asked the boys, and I said, hey, y'all want to make a couple more hits to just get a little bit better on the car? And they said, hell yeah. So I said, let's unload it. Let's go ahead and get fluids in it so you can see that we are going to be putting brand new oil in and brand new transmission fluid. Shout out to VP. VP is awesome. They have been with me for the last couple of years. I run all their fuel, their oil, every product to be able to work on our car, clean our car up. And they've been extremely helpful, and I am grateful to be able to have them on board. So we made 10 passes on that VP oil, and how I knew it was starting to break down, we lost a little bit of oil pressure. My motor runs around 125 to 130 pounds of oil pressure, and on the 10th pass it dropped down to like 112, 115. So I told the guys we need to go ahead and change it, but because we're going to test again today, we would have just put it in at Empire, but because we're going to test again today, we got to throw the oil in there and get it ready. So new oil's going in, new transmission fluids going in, training fluid. We've been trying stuff this year, a couple different fluids, and this fluid that I'm running from LAT, I put 35 runs on it. That is extremely good for transmission fluid in our setups. It wasn't burnt, but it was time to change it. I just felt more comfortable getting everything changed and going forward. So we're gonna fire this thing up. We're gonna go out there, we're gonna try to make a couple more rips. The air is not as good today. The air is actually, it was like 600 feet whenever we were running the other day testing. 2 days later, it's Wednesday now, and the air I think is at 1,500 feet. So the water grain's a little hotter. So like Dad said that he was gonna roll a little bit of timing in it, and we were gonna play around. We ran extremely well. We ran fast down low, and we did pick up numbers out the back. The car drove straight, but it ran the same 330 number every pass, and that's something that we are going to play with today. We are also going to play with rear shocks. That's another reason why I wanted to test. We are trying to get this thing to squat. Our number is between 6 and 800s. That's kind of where we tried to run at, but we're having a little trouble getting it down to that number. So I'm thinking if we put a little bit more pressure in the canister, maybe it'll make the shock work a little harder, and we'll see what happens. So that's, like I said, we're just going to be making hits today. Let's see how it goes. I hope it does well. We got 5 hits on the car, doing everything, but that doesn't mean we're going to slow it down. Dad said we're going to go ahead and load it up, and let's see what happens. Because the air is worse, we may be able to get back to the same number we ran 2 days ago, but we won't know until we go out there. But I think we're going to have a car that's going to work better, something we can play with. Steering is better as in driving down the track, but my actual steering wheel is off a little bit. I'll keep it how it is. I want to test today. I won't mess with it, but when we get to Empire, I will adjust it and get the steering wheel back up and straight. But for right now, I know where it needs to be able to drive the car, so I'm comfortable with it and I'm happy, and we'll get going. But the guys got to pack the chutes, get everything ready, and then we will fire it up. They're putting fuel in right now. You already put oil in it?
Yeah.
Well, which one is it? You say yeah, and he shook his head no.
Who said no?
I said yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
He's over here shaking his head no, and you're saying yeah, and I'm trying to figure out which one is it.
Well, I put the fluids in, so I know they're done.
Tranny fluid's good?
Yep.
So we got new oil in it. We'll go ahead and get it fired up. Hopefully that oil pressure goes back up to that 125, 130 mark. Man, I was just happy to make those couple hits the other day.
Straight, fine.
Straight work. The car's working. It's doing well. Hopefully it does good today.
Now to compete.
Yeah, we got one that's running fast, doing well. We've been playing around with these Penske shocks, the air ride on them, so all the stuff. But hell yeah.
That should be good enough to go
Let's see what's up.
You just fire it up? Yeah.
I'll go fill that one. That's enough.
fired it up. As you can see, we ran through. We had a little bit of leak. The last test session, you can see where I put silicone back there, but it has gotten worse. What I was going to do was, when we got to Empire, I was going to take the blower off, take this top plate off, and we were going to fix everything up. But we have a little bit of time. We got about an hour and a half before we're able to test, so it is getting worse. So I told the guys, let's go ahead and just pop this blower, let's get it off, and let's go ahead and fix this intake, get everything done, and then we'll put the blower back on and we'll be able to get out there and go testing. It is leaking quite a bit of alcohol, as you can see. You know, it's puddling up inside there. So we want to go ahead and fix that. Just in that little bit of idling, you've seen how much is there. I don't want it pouring out on the track. I don't want to get it on the headers, possibly start a fire. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull this blower off real quick and be able to get everything fixed back up. So we got the blower off. So basically what was happening, guys, is this top plate bolts to the actual intake, and all these bolts were loose over here, and that's the reason why it was squirting fuel. As you see, like, I did put some silicone there to test the other day. We'll go ahead and clean that up, but we did put the plate down. It's evenly now. We're just going to go ahead and throw this blower back on top of it. Once we do that, we'll fire it up. Hopefully everything's sealed, we're good, and then we're going to get ready for our first hit. You know, we make a pass here in about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So everything's good. Just make sure the blower studs are screwed down. Everything's ran by O-ring, but I do put a little bit of silicone in the rear because that's where it shoots all the fuel at in the blower and all the way to the rear of the engine, and if you ever have any kind of leak. So when you take a blower off, we put new O-rings in it and everything, so we just clean the silicone off. But I do the same thing right there. So once we get all that, and that's the crazy reason why this thing looks so dirty right now, is because fuel and everything, lubricant from people's hands and everything's getting on top of it, and with the alcohol, it's making everything look all disgusting. So we'll get everything all cleaned up, ready to go. But if we can get this going back in, then we can go make our first rip. And if the first rip goes good, maybe we'll make a second one, and then we're going to load up, because we have an 8-hour haul that we have to make tonight to be able to get to Empire Dragway. So if we can leave out of here by 6, that'll put us there at 2 in the morning. So we will drive through the night, and we will get ready for race number 4, which is our first points race of season 7 Street Outlaw No Prep Kings.
Y'all got this.
Watch those lines, go your way, then we'll come over. Yep. All right, we're good. All right, we're gonna set down the studs, set down the 1, 2, 3. There we go. Look at that.
Like butter.
Professional.
It's like we've done this before.
For sure.
I've done it too many times.
Time to tighten everything up.
And, bust that thing down. Bust it. I'll go ahead and start putting this thing on. Guys, we just made our first rip of the day. What's that? I think that's pass number 6 right now, right? We're on a good track right now. I think that's pass number 6 going down the track. You know, we had a 2 on the weekend, Saturday. We tested, we made 3 runs back to back. We unloaded right there. Got with Dad earlier today, and he's like, you want me to put a tune-up in it? And I said, sure, send it on over. We'll get the car all ready. We had a little bit of issue with the blower leaking. We think it was sucking a little bit of air, so that's the reason why the idle was off a little bit. And now that we got everything sealed, the idle is actually down, so I'll turn that up a little bit. But it was something I was able to play with. I was glad we were able to go down the track. That was a good thing right there. So I'm extremely excited. We'll see what it is. Did they give it to you? Did they give it to you? So let's go look at this thing real quick. Holy shit, that is a fucking stellar pass. And for here, for how shitty this air is, that's fucking amazing right there. Look at that right there.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all go ahead, get a quick look at that.
Oh yeah, we on a move now.
We're good. Like I almost want to just load this motherfucker up. I ain't gonna lie.
That's what I just told him.
I said, dude, I just want to load it up and let's just go. Like, I'm good.
That's
honestly, we ready to roll.
He's making rips.
Ryan's gonna come over to the trailer. He's gonna say, hey man,
let's see that slip.
let me see that slip.
We go over the
Let me see. I'm gonna tell him the machine broke.
Yeah, the machine broke.
That's it. Machine broke. But let's get it back. Let's look through all the valves. Let's look at everything. Let's go through it all, guys. Let's get ready. I'll get with Dad. We'll figure out if we want to make one more rip. This ain't what we're going to be using at Empire. That track is going to be a lot more not up to par what this is. They just went through, they just resurfaced it. It's not really accepting rubber right now, so we are going to have to slow this car down a lot. But the good thing about it is when you do run these kind of numbers, it is easier to slow down than it is trying to find ET later on. I do read the comments, I do hear and see what y'all are saying about you want the 360 angle so you can see what's going on down the track. So yes, we got the cameras back on the car. We're trying to grow this thing. We're on the road to 100,000 subscribers. Let's get this car back. Let's look it all over. Let's get with Dad and let's see if we want to make one more pass.